Do you know what they call the strongest trees in the forest? The ones that have weathered the fiercest storms. But here's the thing. Their strength didn't come from calm, sunny days. It came from the chaos, the winds, and the moments when everything seemed like it was about to collapse. Today, I want to talk to the warriors among you, the ones who feel like life is falling apart. Because here's the truth. This is not your end. It's your rebirth. When life falls apart, it feels like you're drowning in a storm with no shore in sight. Maybe it's the loss of a job. Maybe it's the end of a relationship. Or maybe it's that deep, gnawing sense of failure that's left you questioning your very existence.
But I want you to pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel that pain. Because that pain, it's a signal. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to wake you up. To crack you open so that something new can grow. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who lost everything overnight. His business failed. His friends abandoned him. He had nothing but a tiny room and a mattress on the floor. He hit rock bottom so hard he thought he'd never get back up. But that man rebuilt himself. He found strength in his emptiness and went on to change the lives of millions. That man was Tony Robbins.
You see, sometimes the universe shakes you to your core, not to punish you, but to rebuild you. It's like a renovation. First, you tear down the walls. It's messy, it's chaotic. But then comes the masterpiece. Shift your perspective. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Every single hardship you face is a lesson in disguise. Maybe it's teaching you patience. Maybe it's forcing you to let go of something you were too scared to release. Or maybe, just maybe, it's redirecting you towards something greater. Remember this, pain is temporary, but the lessons it leaves behind can last a lifetime if you're willing to see them. Focus on what you can control. When everything feels like it's slipping through your fingers, it's easy to spiral into despair. But here's the thing, you're not powerless. You may not control the storm, but you do control how you respond to it.
Start small. Get out of the bed today. Take one step forward. Focus on just the next 24 hours. Because sometimes survival isn't about conquering the mountain. It's about conquering the next step. Lean into your tribe. You don't have to do this alone. The strongest people in history didn't rise to greatness in isolation. They leaned on their tribe, their mentors, their community. So reach out. Call that friend. Talk to that mentor. And if you don't have a tribe, find one. There are people out there who are waiting to lift you up, but first you have to let them in.
Did you get up and go for a walk today? You won. Did you journal your thoughts? You won. Did you take one small step toward rebuilding your life? Massive win. Celebrate those wins. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is proof that you are still moving. And movement is life. Let me tell you something. You were not put on this earth to break. You were not created to give up. Every single scar you carry, every single tear you've shed is part of your story. And guess what? The story isn't over yet. You have survived 100% of your worst days so far. Think about that. Every time you thought you couldn't make it, you did. Every time you thought, this is it, you found a way to keep going. That's not weakness, that's strength, that's resilience. So here's my challenge to you. Don't let this storm define you. Let it refine you. Take one step today, just one. Maybe it's journaling your feelings. Maybe it's reaching out to someone. Maybe it's simply deciding that you're not going to give up. And if you need someone to remind you of your strength, come back to this. Come back to these words, because I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. The strongest trees don't grow in the best soil. They grow in the toughest conditions, and so will you. So stand tall, because your story is far from over.